Hello friends, welcome in AS Technologies. So far we learn about polymorphism and its type and inheritance, what is inheritance and all about its types also. So in today's lecture we are going to learn about encapsulation. So we have learned about two pillars of a OOPS. Today we are going to learn third OOPS pillar, that is the encapsulation. So encapsulation is nothing but what? Wrapping the data into the single unit. It's nothing but encapsulation. Binding your data into the single class, that is the encapsulation. And the main feature of encapsulation is nothing but data hiding. Main aim of encapsulation is providing some security in your Java code. If you are declaring your attribute of a class or member of your class as a private, then that attribute you cannot access outside that class. So that is the security. In this way you can provide security in a Java. So using setter and getter functions we can achieve encapsulation in Java. So let's take one example how to create setter and getter. So I have created here one encapsulation project. In this I am going to create one class, suppose demo class, and in this demo class I am writing my main function. Now I am creating one another class, that is a parent class, and in this parent class I am taking one private variable, that is a string name. As we know that when we are declaring any variable as a private, that means that variable is restricted only within a class. The scope of that variable is accessible only within a class. That means we cannot access this name variable outside parent. Let's check practically. In this main method I am creating parent class object now. And I am just passing some value to my name variable. So here you can see I cannot access or I cannot update or I cannot provide some value in that variable. I am unable to provide some value in this name variable, and here is my error, that is the field parent dot name is not visible. JVM generates some error, that is the you cannot access name variable, that is the private variable. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to declare that variable public or default. So I am just erasing that private modifier and I am providing public modifier here. Now you can see I can easily update or I can easily provide some value in my name variable in this way, and I can print here also my name is your object name dot your name variable. You can see here is not a single error is occurred because I have declared my variable as a public here. Okay, but what happen if I will create here private variable. First I am running my code, just check my output now. See, so my output is my name is John. If I change this public with a private, and now I am trying to run my code, but here is one error. Actually there is a two error, that the field parameter name is not visible because your name variable you are declaring as a private. Okay, and private data you cannot access outside this class. If you are not using encapsulation, then there is an impossible way, this is impossible to access this private variable outside this class. So now using encapsulation you can access or update this private variable outside this class also. So this is the main advantage of encapsulation, that we can provide our attribute as a private, but we can control their access using getter and setter functions. Getter and setter functions. So it's nothing but a accessors also. In a Java, setter and getter function known as a accessors. So getter function is used to get or return some value. And how to write it? So it is start with a get, it is start with a get word followed by your variable name, and first word of your variable should be capital. First letter of your variable name should be capital. That is the rule, or you can say that is the camel naming convention for getter function. Okay, and what about setter? So set function is used to set some value, and it is also start with a set word which is followed by your variable name, and the first letter of your variable name should be capital. So this is the rule for setter and getter function. Get function is used to returning some value, set function is used to set some value. So let's take one practical example. I am using same example here. So I want to access this private name in another class. For that purpose, I have to create first getter and setter function for my parent class. So I am creating first getter function like this. Public, the data type of your variable, that is string, get, and your variable name. The first letter of your variable should be capital. If you are providing any data type other than void, that means you have to return some value to main function, that is string kind of value. Now another is my setter function. Here also I am providing public access specifier, void set name. The purpose of setter function is to set some value in your variable. That's why I am using here void data type, not a string data type. And in this parenthesis I have to provide my string variable name. So here you can see my local variable name is equal to my instance variable name. Okay, so to differentiate between instance variable and the local variable, we are using this keyword. So this keyword is used to point instance object. This keyword is used to point current object in a Java. So this is the syntax of getter function and the setter function in a Java. Get function is used to getting that value of a variable, and set function is used to set some value in your variable. Now I am going in the main function. Here I just want to set some name in my variable, that is a John. So here I am calling first set name function, and in this parenthesis I am providing my value, that is a John. And now I want to print whole statement, that is my name is equal to and my value is a John, which is stored in a name variable, and this name variable you are getting using getter function, and you have to call here get function using object now, like this. Okay, so what is going here? When you are running your code, first JVM will enter in a main function, then because of this object and this object calling with the set name function, JVM will store this John variable value in this string variable, and because of this dot name your local value will be stored in at a instance level now. Then you are getting that value and returning that John value to main function, and then in a sysout you are calling your getter function. That's mean you are calling John value here. Finally JVM will print my name is John value. You can check my console now. My name is John. Here is my correct output now without any error generation. Okay, so in this way you can access private data of one class in another class using setter function and getter function without lossing of your data, with a particular security also. Okay, now let's take another example. Suppose employee details. Here I am taking some private data like int empid, private string emp name. It's called camel naming convention. emp id, emp name, then private string emp designation. Okay, here I had take three variables. All of them have a private data, private access specifier. Now I want to create setter and getter function for them. So there is one shortcut in a Eclipse, that is you have to just right click on your terminal, go into source, then here you can see generate setters and getters option. Just click on that. In this checkbox, as per your requirement, you can check any field. I want to create setter and getter for all of these fields, so I am checking all the checkboxes and just click on OK button. You can see my setters and getter functions are created now. So this is the shortcut for setter and getter function. Now as I said, there is one super class in a Java, that is the object. Object is a super class in a Java which belongs to java.lang package, and it has some functions. So we learn about one function in last tutorial, that is the get class function, which is used to find out the class name of particular object. Here I am using another function which belongs to object class, that is a toString function, and it is used to represent string data which is stored in a object. Okay, so toString function, its name suggests that it is used to present or it is used to print the data, string data which is stored in your object. Now how to create toString function? So here is shortcut. Just right click on your terminal, source, and generate toString function. I want to print the value of these three variables. That's why I am just checking or clicking on these check boxes and click on OK button. Here you can see my toString function is created now. So in this way our toString function is represented. So toString function is available in object class. It has a string return type, and because of that you have to return value from your class to main. So I want to print the data, that is the EMP ID, EMP name and EMP designation. Here you can see. Okay, now I am just creating my main function. In that I am creating object of my class. And I am just setting some values like EMP ID. For setting the value you have to use setter functions. So EMP ID suppose 1, then name suppose John, then object dot set function, that is a designation function, suppose engineer. Associative engineer. Okay, so in this way you have to set value in your variable. Now I want to print that values using toString function. So simply what I have to do, I have to just use sysout, and in this sysout function you have to call your toString function using object of your class in this way. Okay, so now I am running my code and check out my console. Here you can see my output. Employee details, EMP ID is equal to 1, EMP name is equal to John, EMP designation is equal to associative engineer. Okay, so this is the perfect representation of your data. Because of toString it is represented in this way, or simply you can just write here sysout, and in this sysout you can just type your variable name. That is also correct, and this is also correct way. So in this way today we are learn about how to access private data outside that class, and what is the getter functions, what is the setter functions, what is the main use of encapsulation. So security and the data hiding, this is the main aim of your encapsulation in a Java. And after that flexibility, it is a flexible. Programmer can change one part of code without affecting another part of your code. So flexibility is also you can achieve if you are using encapsulation. Then better control of class attribute, better control of class attribute means you can access or you can update your private data outside that class also as per your requirement. Then use of setters and getter functions allows developer to validate the data. For validation also you can use the setter and getter functions. Then variable can read only, variable can be in a read only position if you are using only getter functions, and variable can be write only position if you are using setter only. So in this way today we learn about encapsulation, features of encapsulation, advantage of encapsulation, and the how to use and how to create encapsulation and setter getter in a Java. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. If you have any query, please pass that query in comment box. Thank you.